about lesson 6.5, which is fractions, decimals, and percents, how they're related to each other. Okay? A fraction, we said, we can convert a fraction to a decimal form by taking the top number and dividing it by the bottom number. The numerator divided by the denominator. Now, when would you want to do that?
When you have like a fraction,
Yep.
and like if you want to turn the fraction to percent, but like you can't do it because the denominator and the numerator is like prime or something weird like that.
Okay?
And then you would just turn it into a decimal, and then you turn that into a percent.
Right, right. So if you can't do it to figure out the percent in your head, you mean? Yeah, then you'd have to do it in 2 steps. Okay? Also, for comparing numbers, it's very important to be able to convert a fraction to a decimal. That's the easiest way to compare numbers, because then you just compare the place values. Okay? Let's look at this. 3/4, 3 divided by 4 is 75 hundredths. To convert it to a percent, we multiply the decimal number by 100. 3/4 is 75%, right? We all know that already. Okay? Now, what about a decimal to a fraction? What about a decimal to a fraction? Let's take a look at this example. 7.5%. How would we convert that from a percent to a decimal and then to a fraction? Hello?
Hi.
So it's 7.5%.
What's the opposite operation of multiplying by 100?
Divide.
Dividing by 100. So if we take 7.5, the number, and divide it by 100, you get 75 thousandths. 7.5 divided by 100 is moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. Then we can take 75 thousandths and put that as a fraction, 75 over 1,000, and then reduce it to 3/40ths. So anytime we are multiplying by 100, you move the decimal places 2 places to the right, and anytime we are dividing by 100, we move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Now, what if we get a decimal like 3.04? When we move that 2 places to the right, what percent is that? Isaac?
304%.
304%.
So, like,
Can we have a percent that's higher than 100?
yes.
Sure, yeah. Yep. If we are going to make something 300% bigger, it means we are multiplying that by 3. It makes it 300% bigger. You can make, percents are not limited. Probability, and what we were talking about yesterday, that's limited to 100% or 0%. Because something is either, you can't go lower than a 0% chance, and you can't go higher than 100% chance. But just in terms of the numbers, we could have a percentage that is any number. You could have 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000%, and so on. Okay? You can have a percent number that's small, just like this. 4.4% can be changed to a decimal, 44 thousandths, which we would write as a fraction, 44 over 1,000, reduce it to 11/250ths in lowest terms. Okay? So, we are relating these by either starting with a percentage, divide by 100 to convert it to a decimal, and then write it as a fraction and reduce it. Or, starting with a fraction, divide by the numerator by the denominator to change it to a decimal, and then multiply it by 100 to change it to a percent. Okay? That's all we're doing for today's lesson. It's just practicing that process. Isaac?
So like, we can, all you do is really multiply 100 to the decimal.
Yes.
Okay,
Changes it to a percentage. Yes. Very good.